What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having a great day. Today we are going to go over everything that we know about the classes of Nightreign. Now that we're well into May and only 6 days away, Elden Ring's Nightreign's a standalone adventure that will see up to 3 players in online co-op to take on many different dangers and work together to face the Night Lord. Nightreign takes place in a parallel universe to Elden Ring in the new setting of Limfeld, where we'll be taking the role of figures known as Nightfarers, choosing from one of the several different characters that each have their own unique abilities and weapons. You can pick from the likes of Raider to an archer type known as the Iron Eye and more. With a closed beta also dropping back in February, we've already seen some interesting stats surrounding players who've taken on the challenges of Limfeld so far, including the fact that a third day boss has been beaten over 58,000 times and about 38 billion runes have been lost. The initial testing of the game has seen some difficulty adjustments in the lead up to the launch. With everything that we've seen and heard of so far, it looks like it's one of the best up and coming PC, PS5, and Xbox game titles that we could see in the near future, and with the likes of the Duskbloods to look forward to in the future as well. Even though it's a Nintendo exclusive, we're not going to get into that. That's could be a whole nother video entirely. Exciting times are ahead from FromSoft fans. Every character has their own fixed set of abilities in Elden Ring Nightreign, making for some hugely varied classes and playstyles, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. The Wilder with his explosive crossbow shot, Recluse with her magic siphoning abilities, and Duchess who can just make her allies completely invisible. Here's everything we know about all the Elden Ring Nightreign classes and their abilities based on what we've seen in the gameplay overview, trailer, and what Bandai Namco has announced. Wilder is a generic knight character in Nightreign, though that doesn't mean he doesn't have a few cool tricks up his gauntlets, packing solid stats, a fun grappling hook, and extremely powerful exploding crossbow bolt that's great for staggering larger enemies and bosses. Wilder is a good all-rounder and a very beginner-friendly character class. Starting out with 200 HP, 55 FP, and 54 stamina. Starting armaments: Wilder's greatsword with the Ash of Wars being Stamp and Upward Cut, and Wilder's small shield with the Ash of War buckler parry. Passive ability: Sixth Sense, which will allow him to cheat death a single time. The character skill: Claw Shot, fire out a grappling hook to reel in smaller enemies or pull yourself towards larger enemies, bosses, and environmental objects. Holding the input lets you aim where you fire the claw shot before grappling. In Wilder's ultimate art, Onslaught Stake, fire a short-range exploding bolt from Wilder's wrist crossbow, holding the input to charge it up and increase its damage and staggering power. Next up, we got Guardian, is a heavily armored Aarakocra with a very high HP and stamina compared most to other Nightreign classes. He mainly acts as a tank, using his defensive abilities to soak up attacks from the front line, but can also use his Whirlwind and Wings of Salvation to disrupt and knock down enemies, leaving them highly vulnerable. 260 HP, 55 FP, 60 stamina. His starting armaments: Guardian's Halberd with the Ash of War Charge Forth, and Guardian's Great Shield with the Ash of War Shield Bash. Passive ability: Steel Guard. Dodge while guarding with a shield to brace yourself from a stronger guard. You move more slowly during Steel Guard and your stamina drains out, but blocking attacks does not reduce your stamina. Character skill: Whirlwind. Create a small cyclone in front of you, launching smaller enemies into the air and knocking some enemies down or back. Hold the input to make the whirlwind larger. And his ultimate attack: Wings of Salvation, leaping into the air and fly for a moment before crashing down, dealing damage in a large area and knocking away smaller foes. Hold the input to increase a protective area when you land. Recluse is a sorcery class that deals a lot of damage. With that being said, she has a good amount of FP to sling spells, but a minuscule amount of HP. So getting into melee range when you're fighting those bosses probably would not be a good idea, and makes her the toughest class to play while playing Elden Ring Nightreign. With her HP being 140, FP 70, stamina 54, starting armaments: Recluse's Staff with the Ashes of War being Glintstone Pebble and Glintstone Arc. Passive ability: Elemental Defense, discover affinity residues that can be collected to replenish FP. The character skill Magic Cocktail, collecting enough affinity residues, lets you fire an affinity exploiting spell. Ultimate art Soul Blood Song, mark nearby enemies with blood sigils, allowing you to siphon HP and FP when they are hit by you or your allies. Next up, we got Duchess, is the nimble assassin character of Nightreign. Shout out to all my rogue type players out there. My love is with you. Hacking a unique Bloodborne style quick step instead of a regular dodge roll, making her supremely agile. Duchess is quite easy to use and arguably the best Nightreign character. HP 160, FP 65, stamina 54. Starting armaments, Duchess's dagger with the Ash of War magic dagger. Passive ability, Magnificent Poise. Duchess has an enhanced double step dodge which allows you to avoid attacks and move very quickly by repeatedly pressing circle/B/ABCDEFG on PC. Who knows? Character skill, Restage, repeat any damage dealt to a single enemy in the last few seconds. This manifests as a ghost of that enemy getting hit again, though this is purely visual. Ultimate art Finale. Make yourself and any nearby allies invisible for about 8 seconds. Attacking or getting hit does not end the invisibility effect either. Non-magic range builds usually aren't that great in Elden Ring, but Iron Eye's whole kit is based around agile archery in Elden Ring Night Reign. This character has been shown off in the gameplay trailers, so we know a little bit about their abilities, but not their stats. While they'll mainly be focused on dealing damage from a distance, their abilities add a nice amount of team support, helping with weak points, staggering, and even loot. The HP is unknown, the FP is unknown, and the stamina is unknown. The passive ability, Eagle Eye, increase enemy item drop rate. Character skill, Marking. Mark enemies to create a temporary weak point. And ultimate art, Single Shot, fire a massive supersonic arrow that deals high damage and stagger. The Raider is Nightreign's brutish barbarian character, a highly resilient sailor who looks like he can wield the heftiest weapons in the game with ease. Strength enjoyers, take note. However, he also packs a literal punch that can't be interrupted and can stagger enemies, so he sounds like he'll be excellent against bosses. HP, FP, and stamina is all unknown. Passive ability, Fighter's Resolve. Raider cannot be knocked down while using his Retaliate skill. Character skill, Retaliate. A powerful punch attack that deals high stagger on enemies it hits. Ultimate art, Totem Stella. Summon a giant tombstone from the ground, dealing damage to nearby enemies, boosting nearby allies. You and your teammates can also climb the tombstone and use the height to your advantage. The Executor. We've not yet seen a clear explanation of Executor's abilities, but know that they are the katana-wielding knight characters seen repeatedly deflecting and parrying in various gameplay trailers. Their katana glows with a golden light and appears to have vines wrapping around it. This golden glow effect also vanishes after an attack, so it might be that the katana can be briefly powered up for an increased damage in some way. This glowing light and their copper-colored armor is also reminiscent of the Crucible Knights. Last up, we got Revenant. We only know Revenant's name because of the keychains of all the Elden Ring Night Reign characters, and that is pretty much all we know about her. The recent overview trailer very briefly showed their full appearance too, a pale woman with a lyre-like instrument. From an IGN preview, game director Junya Ishizaki mentioned a character who can command their own spirit ash. As far as I can tell, nothing of the sort's been shown in any of the Night Reign's gameplay trailers. It doesn't fit with any other characters, so this almost certainly refers to Revenant. And Revenant, as a name of the character that calls upon spirits of the dead, is quite fitting. Furthermore, her lyre could be used for summoning spirits in the same way players use spirit calling bells in Elden Ring, so we can expect this to be some sort of necromancer bard type class. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and do the things at the bottom of the video. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that dislike. But if you hit the dislike, let me know in the comments below what I can do better. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.